Hello and welcome. My name is James Gardner and I teach American English. On this channel is Think English, and I'm doing a live for intermediate to advanced level. Probably going to be the last live that we do here this time because of the self-quarantine here in Brazil. It's freeing up, so we won't be doing this probably in the future. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm having some difficulty with the mic. Hello, testing 1, 2, testing. I think the mic is working. Hello, and testing. Can you tell me if I have sound? Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? I don't know if we have sound already. Hello, testing 1, 2. Can you hear me? Please just say you can hear me. Do we have sound? Say yes, Y-E, yes. And then I know we're good to go. Welcome. If this is your first time joining, my name is James, and I teach American English. So, I've been told we have sound. Good, thank you. So we had two classes. The first class was part 1 of the second was part 2 of the. And I'm going to do you a favor. Feel free to check those other videos out that were also live. But I'm going to go over and we're going to review some of the rules of the article the. All right. If during this class you have any questions, please just type it in the text below. I'll see it and I'll respond to it right away. Now, if you have any questions after the class about anything in English, please just let me know. Okay? So let's get started. The article the. To review, use when there is only one of something. Okay, so if there's only one of something, and we gave the example of the sun, the moon, the environment, all of these things, there's just one of it. So you use the. All right, we also use before the word same. So it's always there, like the same day, the same time. The same work schedule. Before the word same, always put the word the. Easy peasy, right? We don't use the before a lot of. So if you said room 101, that was one example. Maybe gate at the airport, gate 101, or no, probably gate 6B. It's more appropriate. It might be track 10. Please go to track 10. That's probably for a train. Go to platform 7A. Again, for a train. Work. So when we're talking about work, there's lots of things, but you're very rarely going to ever say the work unless you're referring back to something. Like the work that I did yesterday was really hard. But basically, you would say, I worked hard. I really worked hard yesterday. That would make much more sense. Okay. Home. Okay. So I'm not going to the home. I'm going to my home, or I'm going home. My is not even necessary. Just FYI, because home is often mine. If it were my mom's house, I would say house. Okay. And then we'll go over the difference of saying the house or not saying the in front of house. Okay. So when we use the to specify. So when we're being specific, I would say, hey, honey, I'm going to the house. So my wife, which is the honey, my wife knows which house I'm going to. It could be our house, or it could be our weekend house, or our getaway house, or our beach house, or our country home, something along those lines. All right. We don't use the when talking about people or things. So if I even use the word people, very rarely am I gonna say the people. It's rare, you know. I would say people have a lot of stress these days. Or anything else. I'm not going to use the when talking about just general people or things. It's generalization, so know the. All right. What else? We use the when talking about a group of people. A group of people. So if I'm specifying with the people, like I might want to say the blind. The blind have a very hard time reading because they have to read in Braille. Or I might say the handicapped, or the special needs people. So I'm always using the to talk about a group of people. I'm putting them in a group and saying the blind. I'm talking about all blind people. Also, that would work with the nationality. The Chinese. The Chinese are doing well economically, not doing well about spreading viruses. But what are you going to do? We're all at home. We're dealing with it, right? We're making it work. I'm not going to use it for animal. I'm going to say, sorry. If this were a video that I was recording, I would edit here. Go, wait, let's take two. We use the when talking about a group of people, the blind, a nationality, the Chinese, or maybe a specific animal. So I might say the giraffe, or the elephant is one of the largest mammals on the planet. Probably not true, but just the idea. I could even specify it more and say the African giraffe is ba. Okay, yada yada yada. I like that one too. So all right, we do not use the with names of people or places. So if my name's James or James Gardner, you would just say James. James told me, not the James told me, not the Gardner told me. It would just be Gardner. Now you could say Mr. Gardner, because a lot of times there's a Mr. in front of it. So there's a title. So if there's a title, again, you're not going to use the. You're just going to say, I went to Dr. Brown. I talked to Professor James or Professor Gardner, or Mr. Gardner. All right, those all work. All right, so that is basically the end of the review. That is the part one and the part two in a nutshell. So if you need a little more clarification on that, please check out those other two lives that we did. We had a great time. We explained a lot of stuff, and I think you'll enjoy it. All right. Let's keep moving on. Now we're in part three. Part three, this is the new stuff. So we have the do's and don'ts all based under specific things. So I wrote mountains. Mountains, we could say Mount Everest, which there's no the. Mount Everest. It's a specific, one specific mountain. Or the Andes. The Andes, I'm using the because it's actually a part or a group of many mountains. Okay, there are multiple mountains, and they call that group the Andes. So that's why it gets the word or the article the. All right, look at countries. Brazil. I live in Brazil. I don't live in the Brazil. Okay, and most countries are gonna work like that, using just the without the article the, or the United States. Now, is this an exception? Yes and no. So the idea is that the United States, again, it's a broken up thing. There are multiple states, and we're grouping all these states together, and then we say the United States. Make sense? So lakes. Lakes, we have Lake Michigan. It's just a name I picked. It's a real lake near Michigan. One of the 5 lakes is Lake Michigan, Lake Superior. I don't know them all, but they're there. And there's no article in front of it. It's just Lake Michigan, or if it were the lake. So if I said, I'm going to the lake, then I go back up here and I know it is a specific lake that I'm going to. Otherwise, I have to name the lake, okay? I have to say Lake Michigan, know the. Rivers, the Mississippi River. So here lake doesn't have the, river does have the Mississippi River. So if you notice, lake comes before the name Michigan, but Mississippi, the name, comes before the word river. And we are putting the, then the name, and then river, the Mississippi River. Or I would just say the river, like I did with the lake. I'm going to the river. It would be a river that the person I'm talking to should know which one I'm going to. Okay, it's specific. Oceans. So the Pacific Ocean. Here, Pacific is the name of the ocean, just like it was with river, the name of the river. The Mississippi River, the Pacific Ocean, using the. Or if I just say ocean, I love the ocean. The ocean makes me feel good. We just use the ocean, meaning getting to where water is. We probably don't even have to be specific on this one. It would probably be the closest body of water or ocean that you live near. So if it's California, that's the ocean. If it's New York, that's the ocean. I live here in Brazil, the ocean. All right. Direction. Whenever we're talking about direction, north. I'm gonna go north. I'm gonna go to North America. So both of these, I'm not using the. The only time I'm using the, pay attention here, this is the tricky part, is when I say the north of America. And so this is a cool tip for you, because whenever we turn things around, usually, and say something of something, it usually has a the in front of it, like the North of America, the Declaration of Independence. So good tip is the, usually separating of, unless it's one of these here down below. So if it were a company, you see, we do not use the for companies. So Bank of America or Bank of Brazil will not get the. Why not? It has of, yes, but it's a company, it's a bank. Okay, so it doesn't get of. American Airlines, not of, the. It doesn't get the. American Airlines, no the. Goal, no the. A company, Eper, no the. Walmart, no the. Just, I'm going to Walmart. I booked a flight on American Airlines, not on the American Airlines. Okay, and then we do use the for buildings. So if there's a big building in your city, that's very popular, very famous. Like in America, we have the Chrysler Building, that's in New York. The Empire State Building, that's in New York. And so these buildings usually get the in front of it, okay? Also newspapers. So I don't know if you've ever heard of the New York Times, the Sun, and of course there's the Sun, but there's a Sun newspaper. So if I say the Sun, that would work as well. And then also an organization. So if it's the World Health Organization, which everyone's using nowadays, the World Health Organization, it's an organization, and we're going to put the word the before it. I see that there's just a few people here today. If you have a question, please let me know in the comments. It was an open class that you could ask any question. I don't know what else I could teach you because I don't know what you don't know. So all I'm going to suggest is to check out some other videos on this channel, Think English, because then you need to really hear it, see it, and then say it so that you can think in English. And you can practice thinking in English by staying in that language for a certain amount of time. A lot of people call it immersion. That's an excellent way for you to just stay in that language, and whenever a little thought or word pops in your head of Portuguese or another language, Chinese, you get it out and go back to English. So when you look at this, you go hat. When you look at a thing, you say shirt. You know, that's a shirt, that's a hat, those are glasses, that's a microphone, that's a computer. And those type of exercises could really help you stay in the language. So what's good is, if you're going to check it out on my other channel, okay, on American English, I'm going to have a video that is going to be really cool. It's going to be the top 10 apps that will help improve your English. So definitely check that out. Should be up tomorrow or the next day. And if you have any questions, again, it's been a pleasure. Now you know everything there is to know about the. Now you have to practice. That's all I have for today. See you next time.